Blame me if I don't love you. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Emma, and welcome to the show on TLC Next Chapter. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that button, and like this episode for every viewer watching. Season 19 of Sister Wives has really been an emotional roller coaster. Aside from the breakdown of the family, Season 19 also introduced the devastating passing of Janelle's son, Garrison. Christine left Kody first, and in the first half of this season's Tell-All, which TLC has already broadcasted, it's absolutely apparent how much Christine and Kody grew to hate one another. Meanwhile, there are some fans who are convinced Christine may leave another season of the show altogether. Keep reading to find out why. Kody Brown talks to Kody and doesn't mince words. The opening part of the Sister Wives Tell-All began with Kody stating some damning words, including that he was interested in treating all his wives on a basis related to the love he has for Robyn. That statement ran the entire show. It validated Kody's fondness for Robyn, but he reasoned with Suki that it's not deliberate, insisting that people just feel love differently. Christine was having none of it. She explained to Suki that all that Kody uttered was totally false. Christine said that she worked so hard to please Kody that she had forgotten herself in the process. Did Christine decline another season? Online Sister Wives fans have been anticipating that Kody Brown could have rejected the opportunity to return for another season. That followed the uncovering of a social media post in which Christine and David Woolley were said to have hinted they had finished filming after paying tribute to Garrison's memory. Nevertheless, some of the fans are questioning the authenticity of that post, pointing out that Christine and her kids depend largely on the show for visibility, which causes more business and web partnerships. I don't believe it one bit. Christine and her children make too much money from the show's visibility, one viewer commented. She also leverages the platform to build her MLM downline. It's good visibility and a money stream. Another contributed, "Why walk away from money?" Michael T. and Tony actually operate a gossip site behind a paywall. They all profit off fame on the show. No chance Christine's quitting. And another person added, "Isn't Christine writing a book? Typically, that goes along with show promotion. Quitting wouldn't make sense without an official announcement to profit off publicity." What's Kody Brown doing now? Now, Christine is living her best life with her husband, David Woolley. The couple reside in Utah and spend time with Truly. Christine's kept things light on Instagram, posting humorous skits, cooking videos, and fitness tips. Just last month, she shot a clip with David while they built a weight rack in their home gym. She also created headlines after posting that a bird nested eggs within the wreath on her front door. Fans adored it. Fans believe Christine and Kody are closer than they let on. Here's why Christine and Kody Brown both expressed their disdain for each other following their breakup. Christine tired of Kody's favoritism and incessant controlling, notably with regards to Robyn. They both have their version of the story as to who was actually in the wrong, but some people believe that the two are more alike than they know. Christine shuts down Kody in Tell-All. In the initial part of the Tell-All, Kody came out with the shocking assertion that he was attempting to love all his wives equally, just like he loves Robyn. Suki appeared shocked when Kody admitted he loved Robyn more, but Christine sharply interrupted him, declaring everything was a lie. It's clear the two had fundamental differences, particularly as their family broke apart, but some fans claim the drama shows they're more similar than they'd admit. Why fans say Christine and Kody are essentially the same. On social media, others of Sister Wives fans have discussed whether or not Christine and Kody are more similar than they are different. One user stated that they both appear to be obsessed with being the center of attention and need validation. The post further stated that both have FOMO, fear of missing out. Christine has made some very harsh statements regarding her polygamy experience, and the OP thinks she was never suited for such a life. Nevertheless, they wish that at some point she would just move on from the past. Disrespecting Meri? Give her some credit. Honestly, most people just aren't cut out for polygamy, even those who think they're the least needy. This take is so accurate. I'll add this though, no one is truly built for polygamy. Both Christine and Kody seem desperate for attention. They love playing the role of parent, yet they often prioritize their personal needs over those of their kids. Can you envision the tension of living with Christine? You'd be walking on eggshells all the time. Her emotional fractures don't always reveal themselves. She hides them beneath humor and a warm smile. But when she cuts, the cuts are deep. She exudes emotion. Sister wives. Christine Brown's regrets. Christine Brown also revealed the regrets she has for keeping Kody's needs ahead of hers for all these years. As per the Sister Wives star, she reached a point where everything was revolving around how to please Kody when he would come and visit her and their children. Christine confessed that she was annoyed with herself for so long before realizing she was focusing on everyone else's happiness, but not her own. But Kody pushed back in his own interview, asserting Christine had always complained about being unhappy, regardless of how hard he worked to keep things going between them. Season 19, A Crossroads of Emotion. This new season of Sister Wives has continued to delve into the untangling of the Brown family's once tightly wound relationships. It's been an emotional accounting, a season fraught with raw admissions, devastating tragedy, and the unmistakable evidence of a family disintegrating in pieces. Fans have seen some of the most personal and agonizing moments in the series' extended history. Still, one giant question now hangs over the air. Is Christine gradually making her exit from the spotlight for good? A season, enveloped in sorrow and transformation. This chapter got started in utter sorrow. One member of the family had to suffer through an unimaginable loss, the loss of her son. A promising young man with a good future ahead of him, his untimely death created a horrific ripple in the family. And no tribute or episode could ever replace that loss. Even though the show's very neat, drama-filled format, it didn't hold back from showing just how much this loss impacted everyone. Meanwhile, the already tenuous underpinnings of plural marriage continued to weaken in real time. Years of building pressure and unaddressed issues at last broke wide open. And right in the middle of that emotional hurricane, Christine, formerly the faithful, devoted wife, who proved to be the first to leave. Christine's one-on-one. No holding back. When the cameras rolled over to the more intimate interviews, fans were amazed at the raw candor in Christine's one-on-one. In what was supposed to be a thoughtful discussion about the season's highlights, Christine didn't hold back. She tackled her past headfirst. Kody had mentioned wishing he could intensify his love with all his wives to the level of what he has with Robyn. Christine's response was dignified but unambiguous. She didn't credit a single word of it. For her, it was just another effort at rewriting history. Every word that comes out of his mouth sounds like a lie, she told him, her tone heavy with sorrow and exhaustion. For Christine, those years spent subordinating her own needs to his no longer seemed heroic sacrifices. They were loads she was only now starting to unpack. Whispers of departure. Soon after the tell-all episode aired, rumors began circulating in online fan forums. One fan site said Christine and her new husband, David Woolley, had opted not to come back for another season. Their return this season was symbolic, however. Not only a goodbye to Garrison, but to the era of Christine's life under the umbrella of the show. The gossip spread like wildfire. Fans scrutinized every sentence, every glance between David and Christine, for clues that their era with the series was over. Some fans didn't believe it. They cited how much money and publicity the show generates. But others believed Christine's transformation indicated she was finished craving the spotlight's validation. Even so, the doubts persist. Christine's influence, amplified by the show's massive platform, has become actual opportunities. From endorsement deals to her forthcoming book, she's profited from her visibility in ways few can match. Critics of the "she's leaving" hypothesis counter that she's still milking her brand. Too hard to be walking away so soon. Christine's older kids have also started cashing in on their TV popularity in their own ventures. For certain fans, the possibility that Christine would abandon the very device that catapulted her to fame simply doesn't compute. Doesn't she have a book coming out? Wrote one fan as part of an ongoing online discussion. Why wouldn't she ride the show's wave to promote it? Others added that her kids have indeed become celebrities themselves. Most of them are creating virtual spaces through live streams, sponsorships with brands, and even premium subscription-only content where they dissect family drama in secret forums. Rebuilding in a new way, regardless of what the future may hold for her on the program, one thing is certain. Christine is no longer the same woman the audience met all those years ago. Settled now in Utah with her youngest daughter and new husband, she lives in a home that is filled with joy, direction, and with a very different type of love. Her Twitter is packed with everything from cooking videos to silly clips, presenting a different side of herself that the public never really witnessed while she was living in a polygamist arrangement. In one lighthearted clip, she and David are seen assembling a weight set for their home gym. Their lighthearted chemistry in full evidence. In another, she laughs as she describes how a bird chose to nest in her front door wreath. These ordinary moments, soft, slight, but alive, show a Christine fans never really got to see when she was burdened by plural marriage. A red-banked identity, Christine's departure from her old life wasn't simply about moving out of a house or breaking up with someone. It's been an absolute redefinition of who she is. An intense transition from survival into self-determination. Where she used to try to squeeze into a life that never really fit her in the first place, she's now reclaiming her routine, her perspective, and her identity. Her tone has shifted. It is no longer tentative or resigned. It is confident and direct. And yet, this transformation hasn't been without debate. There are some who believe Christine was perhaps too judgmental in her efforts to claim her own truth, perhaps too harshly critical of those who remained behind, or too hasty to erase the pieces of her life that served to mold her. The tell-all brought that tension into clear focus. There is a thin line between healing and denial, between asserting independence and dismissing another's experience, looking ahead or fading out. So is Christine really walking away from the limelight? It may not be a definite yes or no. Perhaps she'll step back from being a front and center figure on the show without completely leaving. Or she could make a shift, claiming the reins of her story through personal media, novels, or even her own spin-off show. What is known by fans is this: Christine never does what's expected. From the shock of her leaving to the unapologetic manner she's taken to her new journey, she's always kept us in suspense. Perhaps that's why viewers keep watching, to witness the messy, complicated, and sometimes messy journey of a person attempting to heal. Healing is not linear. Freedom is not always pretty. And Christine's journey, no matter how it goes, resonates with something authentic. Two sides of the same coin? As the drama that came with the Brown family's disintegration continues to sweep fans, a rather unexpected storyline began to take shape. Christine and Kody, previously viewed as complete opposites, are now being discussed as emotionally equal. On its face, that may ring as inflammatory. But this is something that has been building momentum throughout fan boards and internet threads. Though constantly at war with each other, their behaviors, aspirations, and even emotional patterns in the aftermath of breaking up reveal a similarity that people didn't anticipate. It's a fault line masked by quantity. When their spiritual union initially kicked off, Christine was playing the sweet, submissive role, the unassuming opposite to Kody's boisterous, authoritarian nature. However, commentators now contend that both were motivated by the same essential needs: to be noticed, to be heard, and to be appreciated. As the family expanded and tensions intensified, Christine no longer played the role of mere background character in her own life. She discovered her voice, and she refused to become wallpaper. The tell-all that said it all, the newest tell-all, showed just how stark and parallel their experiences have been. In a raw, tearful moment, Kody confessed he'd never been able to share his love equally among his wives, even admitting to loving one more than the others. The host was shocked by the confession, but Christine's response left viewers genuinely shaken. She didn't merely dispute his account. She said what she thought it was: lies. A long-standing pattern of emotional mirror play. Christine's takedown at the tell-all accusing Kody's words of being nothing more than an extension of emotional manipulation, sent shockwaves through the fandom. Within a week or so of that episode airing, fan boards lit up with an intriguing new theory. Christine and Kody are not opposite as everyone thought. They could, in fact, be emotional mirrors. Both, some argue, appear to crave attention. Both seem to thrive when their narratives take center stage. This need to be seen and emotionally validated may actually be what keeps their conflict alive. It's a mirror war. Each sees fragments of themselves in the other, and neither one likes what they recognize. Performance versus vulnerability. Observers have noted that even in Christine's post-separation era, empowering as it may be, there are elements of performance. She marries sincerity with comedy, encasing confessions in flippant Instagram reels and carefully constructed videos. To some, it's a process of herded healing, not much different than the way Kody narrates his own life through tears and excuses. Even Christine's periods of passive-aggressive remarking and stonewalling certain questions, particularly about one sister-wife she never warmed to, feel familiar in accord. In a contentious interview moment, Christine was questioned whether she could relate to being legally wedded but emotionally forsaken, a situation another wife had undergone. Christine sidestepped. Instead of responding, she shifted the spotlight back on her own decades-long emotional deprivation. It was a moving answer, but one that also underscored what fans were already starting to suspect, that Christine, like Kody, has a tendency to place herself at the center of joint storylines. The legacy of self-sacrifice. Christine has freely discussed her pattern of self-annihilation, ignoring her own needs in order to maintain harmony, choreographing joy for her children, and welcoming Kody with pre-practiced smiles. Her regrets are candid and honest, but even now, as she claims back her voice, she is still the narrator of her pain. Always the hero. Just as Kody, who depicts himself as the man who gave everything and yet lost. In a particular interview, Kody stated that nothing he ever did seemed to please Christine, insinuating quietly that her unhappiness was innate. It's an emotional erosion blame game. Two individuals still licking their wounds, both holding on to the conviction that they were the one left behind. Two lives, still interconnected. Christine now resides in Utah, married again, sharing a life of lightness and independence. Her content ranges from the whimsical to the mundane. Recipe reels, gym installations, even birds nesting in her wreath. Her new beau, David, appears to be a true support, smoothly transitioned into this new era. Meanwhile, Kody's universe has shattered. There is only one wife left at his side, and his voice, once strong and confident, has mellowed into something less sure. Nevertheless, both he and Christine are determined to script their tales. Both are involved in tell-alls. Both have robust social media followings. Both are seeking book deals. And both, in different ways, are still attached to the emotional center that was their plural family. Fragility in various guises. Viewers are starting to sketch new boundaries. Christine can exude warmth and toughness, yet her emotional neediness, albeit concealed behind charm and determination, bears a commonality with Kody's blonder explosiveness. Her constant interviews, her incessant rationales for why she left, and her careful walking around with the other family members indicate she is still emotionally attached to the past. These aren't weaknesses, they're human traits. But they do make complicated the black and white tale that positions Christine as the unshakable heroine and Kody as the flat villain. There's no question that Christine suffered emotional pain. To choose herself was revolutionary, not only for her, but for the larger discussions surrounding plural marriage. But that's not to say she's free from the same blind spots or emotional patterns that she previously attempted to break free from. Conclusions without closure. Now that the bedrock of the Brown family's plural marriage is further dismantling, each former spouse is now struggling with identity rebuilding. And while fans struggle to sift through the emotional wreckage, suggesting that Christine and Kody are two sides of the same coin isn't an attempt to downplay her strength or to justify his shortcomings. It's an attempt to broaden the discussion about what emotional poverty does to individuals, about how much of ourself is constructed on being noticed, and about how, even in being apart, sometimes we still reflect one another's wounds. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to more daily updates, and we'll see you next time.